Hello YouTube, I am recording this video because a while ago I switched from the standard render pipeline, which uses shaders made with ShaderLab, to the HD render pipeline, which uses shaders made with ShaderGraph. I was using the outline from the Legacy Toon shader and that, of course, stopped working. So I looked around online thinking that how to do such a common effect would be common knowledge, but I found out that apparently it isn't. I found a couple of methods that I think are very lacking. The one I will be showing here has its downsides too, and the limitations of ShaderGraph add a rather cumbersome problem, but overall is way better than any method I found. It consists on extruding the geometry along its normals, making everything thicker, and then reverse the normals so we see the backside of the geometry instead of the front side. And finally we paint everything a solid color. This gives us the silhouette only thicker, and when the object is painted in front of it, it looks like an outline. Some limitations to this are: when looking close or when trying to draw very thick outlines, we may see parts of the geometry that the outline should cover. When the edges are not smooth, the outline shows gaps. This also may clip into the geometry. And finally, this was drawn by a second pass in the Legacy Toon shader, and as far as I know, ShaderGraph has no way of adding second passes. So the outline might use another renderer or another game object. If you want to use it on meshes that are not animated, you can make this outline game object a child of the main mesh. Or if you are using animated skin meshes, you will find that keeping the outline game object in the same place in the hierarchy as the main mesh will make both follow the bones, so both will be animated. The first thing you have to do is create a new shader, so create shader, and we're going to make it HD RP and unlit. We're going to call it outline shader, and let's edit it. Here we're going to create a node for the normal, because we're going to multiply that normal vector. Okay, let's set it to object space, and we're going to add a parameter that will be the width of the outline. Width. And we're going to multiply it. Let's set it to 0.05 by default. Let's drag it here. And now we need the base location of the positions of the vertex. Again, set to object, and we're going to add this. And this will be our position input. Now we need the color of the outline, so outline color. We're going to make it non-alpha, and we're going to plug this directly to color to get a flat color. Now we have to make some voodoo or something similar, because we got to set this to transparent, and blending mode to pre-multiply, and now we need to turn the normals, and the option appears with a pattern that I cannot recognize. So I'm going to play with the options until it displays. No, it's not letting me. Okay, this is what we want. The cool mode. We want it front, but we don't want the double size. So this is pretty much ready. Let's create a new material. Let's call it outline material. And let's duplicate our geometry and play the shader to the material and the material to those two. Okay, seems like the cooling is backwards. Transparent. Multiply. Okay, front. There it is. As I said before, this has its limitations. If we make the outline too thick, you're going to run into problems where it goes through the geometry. Also, let's make it okay. Also, it has problems to draw around the edges of geometry, so let's create quickly a cube and let's apply this material, and you will see that it has gaps. But overall, it's a nice effect that within parameters it looks good. And that's all. I hope you found this useful and see you around. Goodbye.